What's up, gang? What's up, y'all? What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, man. I hope y'all got some teacups ready, cause we about to spill tea, cause all this coming together. Everything came together and matched up. I mean, I was kind of thrilled last night on my last live. Cause Trey Gang did his thing. I mean, I showed out. It makes sense about the parking ticket. You know what I'm talking about? The movement, it's everything. And then look, I started digging into a little more cause it's like a drug. I can't get enough of it. I'm sprung. I got to dig in some. I got to get deep into it, man. I got to let me next time when I come back to shop with you, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna need a key of this, you know what I'm talking about. So since I had got that out the way on my live last night, and we gonna talk about that too, and we finna talk about what the police did. Mm-hmm. So check this video out, y'all, and tell me, don't this make sense?
I wanted to do something very quickly to show you right on the Rosemont site, evidence technician photos, some really strange things. I found these over a month ago, but I guess I didn't believe that this was possible. But the more you even look into this case, the more you realize anything is possible. So you saw I downloaded it right there. If you go to File, Info, look at the time. Sunday, September 10th, 2017, 12:14 a.m. It's like that for all of them. You know, obviously different times, but (12:16 a.m.). The next page, they start to show Kenneka herself. This one here. (12:22). If you look, the manager got there, the upper kitchen, at 12:24. He brings an officer back, that's the first officer, at 12:26. The next officers all come in at 12:27. And even then, the evidence technicians don't come back until much later. You have here the actual people. So the assistant manager, one police officer, another one. So PSO Rose, PSO Vehi, and Sergeant Hoffman. So Vehi, this is odd, but he was the initial investigator, one of the initial investigators. There were many. And he comes back as an evidence tech from 12:36 to 1:07. leaves at 1:26, and he never returns. So he's out of the picture. But
Gang, pay attention to this. What she just said. He left at what time? 1:26. Watch how Trey Gang finna light him up. But you got to understand the time on this report, cause it just blew everything out the bag.
PSO Rose gets there at 12:26. Or yes, 12:26. Then he leaves at 12:36 and returns at 1:07. When he returns, so first he comes in as an initial investigator, but he returns as an evidence tech. So when he comes back, he and Sergeant Hoffman are now the evidence techs for the crime scene. He's on his own from when he returns at 1:07 to 1:26 because, as you can see, Sergeant Hoffman doesn't even arrive until 2:14. So basically, PSO Rose is taking all of these photos himself. But when he comes back at 1:07, that's when the photographs should begin. But that is not the case at all. And this is directly from their site. Now 1:07, right? So let's see, go further down. 12:22. He hadn't even showed up to the scene yet. And how was this door closed? I keep coming back to that same thing, but we know that it wasn't. 12:25. $12.26. Remember, he returned at 1:07. $12.27. Who is taking these pictures?
And notice all the pictures of her face down. Notice all the pictures of her face down. Uh-oh. Cause we got two photos. One face down and one laying against the wall. With the pockets turned in now. So check this out. Right, y'all? We trying to find out who taking the pictures. Who doing what? We got names on the police, right? And watch the paperwork.
Now we're into the 1 o'clock, 1:50, and so on. But I just find that very, very strange. How is that even possible? If we know, and the way that I know, it tells you on all of these sheets here. What time they get there. See, PSO Rose is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. He returns as an evidence technician at 1:07, leaves out at 1:26.
Hey, gang, and keep this in mind. You see a Garza, the female manager name is on this sheet. Her name is on the sheet. So while they in there taking pictures right about this time as they doing, you got UCL, the front desk manager. Well, whoever the fuck she is, female manager, gotta be in security. She got to work for security too. And she on the crab sheet signing in. And this supposed to be what? In the freezer, right? So that means she walked back there and was on the scene. Hold on. Wait a minute. So watch this.
There's a Sergeant Rose as well. That's somebody else. But down here, PSO Rose at the very bottom and Sergeant Hoffman, they come in at the same time, basically. And they're evidence technicians. So it's very strange. How can you have people signed in at what time they got there, and that's not even accurate as to what your photos say of when you took them? There's quite a bit more to come on this, but I just wanted to show you guys that these photos do not match up whatsoever. And you can go through the video yourself, and I may do that as well, showing exactly when people come in. I mean, it's timed, so would the excuse be, well, the camera wasn't set properly? I mean, I suppose with this police force?
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working on it for about a week.
What's up, gang? Check this out. I'm finna put y'all on the T. Now watch this. I just gave y'all the timeline. 1:49 when that picture was taken with Kenneka in the freezer. Now we all know who back there with that camera. But watch this though. The timeline finna skip in the minute. So when they leave, they gonna take that cameraman with them. You see what I'm talking about? Watch him, y'all. He got it in his hand right now as we speak. Now check this out. It's impossible for him to take that picture if he ain't in that freezer. Check out the timeline, y'all. Watch this. Pie y'all, Jack. Y'all stay tuned. I got some real tea for you.
Now, did y'all just see that? The whole purpose of me showing the video was that cameraman. And look what time that lady just told you about who taking pictures and all this, right? You see what I'm saying? Then the time skip, but somebody in there took, so we know the camera gone. Cause if y'all look at the photos, you got one taken with a camera and one taken with a phone, an iPhone. You see what I'm saying? So if this lady just mentioned, let me do it again. Do I need to do it again, y'all? Know what I'm talking about? So y'all can catch on what just happened here. Oh, what just happened? They just came out with latex gloves on, and the lady at Kenneka is turned over. So when you think about who moving the body, who's moving the body, Jack? Right? Like, this your proof. Then the time shows it. Then you got cameraman missing, and you watch this one more time, gang. Watch this shit. Just watch it one more time. We all know what time they supposed to sign in on the sheet, right? On the sheet. Let's play it again. This at 1:49 on a phone.
What's up, gang? Check this out. I'm finna put y'all on the T. Now watch this. I just gave y'all the timeline, 1:49, when that picture was taken with Kenneka in the freezer. Now we all know who back there with that camera, but watch this though. The timeline finna skip in the minute. So when they leave, they gonna take that cameraman with them. You see what I'm talking about? Watch him, y'all.
They got a glove
in his hand right now as we speak.
Latex gloves
now check
on.
This out. It's impossible for him to take that picture if he ain't in that freezer.
So if he
check
walked
out the
out,
timeline, y'all. Watch
he gone. He gone. The time skipped to 1:57.
Hi, y'all, Jack. Y'all stay tuned. I got.
So who took the picture at 1:49? Who took the picture at 1:49? And check this out. I just showed y'all the video who signed in and who did what, and look who everybody was on the scene. So that means that when you see a Neil gossip that man, it could ooh-wee. Cause watch this. The police officer just left with the camera. Now that's a detective camera. But the pictures they taking is on a phone. So you got two different types of photo from a camera and from a phone. So let's see who would have the phone. I mean, who would be taking pictures of the phone? While they was up here, right, y'all? Watch how Trey ain't finna bust them up. Now we gotta see what police taking pictures with a phone. Watch how cold this shit is. Uh-oh. There they go. There they go. Coming with the narrative. Right? So check this out. Uh-oh. There go your man with your phone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Boom. Hi, y'all. Hit him up. Snap it, Jack. Phones. Coming from phones.
For what? And this is like 6:30 in the evening. Why would they arrest you? Because Lenora and the rest of the family members, they go upstairs. One of the kids record this fire drill, figuring by recording the fire drill, you know, everybody will run out. But they didn't, and they was knocking on doors with, and all of them had their phones, and it was like, you know, when Jimmy get picture asking them, did y'all see her? Did y'all see her? Because we figuring she's got to be in this hotel somewhere.
Pulled the fire alarm is a hero.
Who did pull the fire alarm? Larry Rogers Jr.?
I don't have the name of the individual, but it was one of the family or friends that were desperately looking for Kenneka throughout that hotel. And again, that desperation led to them.
If that was you going to the crime scene, you got to sign in, bitch.
And that's what triggered them to begin to look at the video footage.
Payal fucked everything up. That stopped the whole cover up. Since them motherfucker pulled that fire alarm, that stopped the whole cover up. Now you got to make this shit look like a search now. Yeah. And look at it, look at this shit. Thumb me up. Share this live right now, Jack. Share this shit right now, Jack. I told you, man, I got that bitch. That's why they was out there at 8 something taking photos at their back door back there. You see what I'm saying? At 8 something. Them bitches were doing their investigation that whole time. Then look at the original date they were took in 9912. Look, you see that? Look at my paperwork match up. Look, 9, 10. They was out here at 12, 16. 12, 16. Then they was out here again at 8, 16. If you think about it, Miss Teresa showed up at 8 something. That's when they was back there taking in the middle of their investigation, and that's why they try to get Miss Teresa out that motherfucking hotel. Boom, call police on North Plain, get them out the hotel right now, and that's why the police just popping up out of nowhere. They coming through the lobby, they coming through the pool area. Them bitches coming from all over that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? They stopped the whole investigation because they had to talk to Larry Norman there. Watch this. 8 something. They 8 something. They and Larry Norman and Mitch Reese and them upstairs. Boom. They get a noise complaint 8:30. Police arrived 8 something. Told them 4, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, we here for a noise complaint. You know what I'm talking about? And shit like this here, right? So they had to stop doing what they doing at 8 something. To get the family cool, right? And when they got them out the hotel, we know what time they got them back out the hotel. And that's when the investigation picked up at 12 o'clock again. Payal, Jack, Payal. That explain why. Because you know what I'm saying? At 8 something, everybody take a break. Shit, the mama up here, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, everybody, let's huddle up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the family. Can you tell us, make a phone call, say it's a noise complaint up here or something? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm on it. Do. 911, man, I heard you mention. Yeah, it's a black African lady here says she lost her daughter. You know, we don't know what she's talking about and stuff like this. So they stopped the investigation at 8 something, right? To get the family cool. It taking about 2 hours to do this shit. That's why in the paperwork said it was an employee walked in the kitchen at 10 something and stayed for 2 hours and left out that motherfucker. Woo-hoo. You see what I'm saying? Let me play this shit, gang. So I now understand the time very well. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And that's how J Money took them pictures of the wood double doors lock. Them bitches locked themselves in there doing the investigation. So look, when they did that and came up like, yeah, we think we got him now, you know what I'm saying? So this when they came up with this shit. Yeah, man, I'm finna blow that. I told y'all what going on. Thumb me up. Look at this shit. Do something right. On the 10th. So we know what they was doing the whole time. That's why you see the cleaning crew. That's why you see the cleaning crew. They cleaning everything up. You see what I'm saying? He going back down. The one found in the freely to roam around the police. You see what I'm saying? Let's see how they going out the back. You see how they, you know the back door right there, right? Okay then. Look at all these crooked ass police back and forth, cleaning this shit up. Right after the pictures. Right after the pictures. So when they told Miss Teresa and won something, because they told Miss Teresa and won something, that's when they found it in the freezer. So everything was already completed. Look at this shit. They all went back there. This is the biggest goddamn cover up I ever witnessed in my life, man. So the whole time when they were telling Miss Teresa, we just found your daughter, and now we got to investigate it. So that gives them 4 more hours with the fucking body. 4 more hours with the body to clean this shit up. Look, there go the manager. You see what I'm saying? She signed the name on the goddamn sheet, y'all. Y'all remember this video that was on the tent? Y'all see the same shit that was going on right there, right? Y'all remember the shelf and shit, right? Now, this when I showed y'all how these bitches try to compile that footage and, you know, mix it with the night and the tent. You know, it's really a duplicate of the same footage, but it's a duplicate of the same footage. It just, you got one side with the employees on and the other side with the police on without the employees. But it's like the same shit. Cause look, if this on the 10 and 4:33, why the fuck it still show the same on the night? Now we know that. I got the video. I'm finna show it to you. Here it go right here. Hi y'all. Now, how they gonna explain their way out of this shit? How can they still fight the case after this shit? You see what I'm saying? How in the fuck they think they finna win? You see what I'm saying? I just knocked the cornerstone off this shit. And look, at 5, that's when they decided to go and let her view the body. That's fucked up, y'all. That's fucked up. And that dude, don't that dude pants look familiar? And check this out. This dude look like the dude that was there that night. That T.Y. was talking to. I don't know. He got the same ripped jeans and no goddamn boots. Only difference it is he don't have the hat on. Do you see that? Is this the one that was in the lobby talking to the trans? To the trans? Hold on, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody explain this shit to me. Look like this nigga got on the same outfit. Damn, so why he, whoa, who he telling to come here? Y'all come this way. What the fuck? The fuck is... That's why they stopped everybody like, nah, y'all stick right there. We got it. We just want the mom and the sister. Boom. They knew they covered it. They knew they wrong. They know they wrong for that, man. That's fucked up. That's why the K9 laughing and shit. They at least see how they holding their head down. They know, look, they guilty. They ain't even walking with no kind of soul at all. Just with the head down. Look at this shit. They didn't want to tell Miss Teresa if they didn't have to walk through this kitchen. They didn't have to walk through this kitchen. They could have just kept straight. They could have just kept straight. They could have just kept straight. Open them, wood double door. It's right there. Everything is right there. They decided to make her walk through the kitchen. And that's why that lady was showing Miss Teresa on the phone. There's no freezers in here. There's no freezer here. And then when Miss Teresa was like, oh, they took all the freezers out now. You know what I'm talking about? Man, this is the most saddest thing. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This the most well put together video. Now, I'm impressed with this live because I just don't know what happened here. To be honest with you. That's why they got the police guarding the door. You know what I'm talking about? That's why they were giving her evidence. All that. They presented her evidence. That's why when they did the interview with Lil North outside, she was like, was the police supposed to give us these things? And you know what I'm saying? And they left that girl in there a whole day. You can't be in your right mind. You know where a human being, a teenage female, you knew where she was at for 24 hours. And this what you get paid to do? Look at him. Look at the corner. If you see how the way he's standing, you could tell. That's how your kids stand in front of you when you did them. Like, what you been doing? I ain't been doing nothing. Why you got your hand folded up there? What you know what I'm saying? What you been doing? Let me see what you been going on. You found out he been playing with chalk and shit. You see what I'm saying? Look at what Miss Teresa said. They wouldn't even let me touch my baby body or even none of this shit. And now they done moved the body and did all this and staged the crime scene, got scrungy, put an ice in there. Look how different. You got ice in one photo and ice ain't even in the next. Yeah. I told y'all. I was on it. But where she died. Cause you can look at if you look at the one that be wiping the sweat off, it's bothering him. It's bothering the fuck out of him. And then when Leonora said the freezer was warm. So how Leonora feel when she walked in that freezer, she know it was warm in there. And them folks told her she was froze. You can't accept that lie. You know what I'm talking about. That's why Miss Teresa made this post right here. That's why she couldn't say so much. Cause you see what the police did. Oh shit. Hi y'all. Appreciate that, Tracy Taylor. Appreciate that. All on camera. Cause one thing, you got to show them going in the place of entry. So just say like, if you just seen that manager went down there, that's why they call her down there. When they call her down there, she had to sign her name on the sheet to come to the crime scene. Maybe they came to took her to the crime scene to ask her some more questions about so let's do a little quick follow up. So you said this happened and that happened and shit like that, right? She did the same thing Monique and them did. When they walked down here, only thing Shamaya did was just walked in the bathroom and they just turned the corner. And when they turned the corner, the time skipped. You see what I'm saying? Just like what they did. So that means every time, just say when that time skipped and won something in the freezer, that means that lady went in that freezer and won something. And they had to talk about 20 to 15 minutes. 20 minutes. You see what I'm saying? In the freezer for 20 minutes. And then the time cut on back at 1:57. So if I stop the camera at 1:15, I'ma pause it in 20 minutes just on the black screen just to show you how long is 20 minutes. Now, watch this, gang. Hold on. I got to do this. This the statement. This Franz K statement. And just listen to the time on this.
Hi, I'm Fiona, and this is a Dre Gang production. The security guard statement. On the afternoon of 18 September 17th, I, Detective Coladzos, conducted a follow-up interview with at the Rosemont Police Station. The interview began at approximately 2:46. The following is in summary. I asked how long he had worked for Capital Security Company, CSI. He stated that he has worked for the company for approximately 6 months as a floating employee between Crown Plaza hotels. I asked if he completed incident reports as part of his regular duties. He stated that he only completed reports when the issue is a big deal. I asked him what a big deal would be. He was unable to provide me with any examples. I then asked if he had received any calls for noise complaints. Stated that between 2 o'clock to 2:30 on September 17th, he received a noise complaint call via radio from the front desk. I asked him if anyone went with him. He stated that he responded to room 926 alone. He continued that when he exited the elevator, there were 2 male black subjects in their early to mid-20s on their cell phones. He told them that the front desk received complaints that they were being too loud. One of the males stated that he was responsible for the room. He recalled that one of the men texted someone in the room to open the door. When the door to room 926 opened, a black female subject wearing big glasses opened the door. He continued that there was another black male in his early 20s that was standing behind her. He stated that he didn't enter the room. At the door, he could smell marijuana smoke and could also smell alcoholic beverages. I then asked if he asked the group to refrain from smoking. He stated that he did not. One of the male subjects stated to him that old people call the police. He told that he was young and asked him to take down his phone number to call if there were any more noise complaints. Stated that he did not write down the subject's number. He stated that the 2 guys in the hallway went back into the room and closed the door. I asked when they normally call the police for noise complaints. He stated that the hotel usually will call after at least 3 warnings. I asked him if the hotel usually does an incident report for noise complaints. He stated that they didn't unless someone gets kicked out. Continued that after 3 o'clock, he distributed folios to various rooms. The front desk called over the radio that 3 girls were walking on the 9th floor. When made contact with them, one of the females stated,
Did y'all just hear that, gang? Did y'all just hear that, gang? Check this out. They bumped into Irene, at 2:30. Kenneka missing at 2:30. Franz K went up there at 2:30. They reported Kenneka missing at 2:30. Right? That's when Franz K said when he seen them folks snatch Kenneka in the lobby, he immediately ran up there at 2:30. That's why the boys said, hey man, take my number in your phone. Cause they knew he was up. They knew Franz K called him. But he didn't know where they took her to at that time. So he went back downstairs to review the footage. Right? Like I said, Kenneka in the stairways and the elevators going to different rooms at this point at 2-something. So Franz K watching the footage and decided to when he watched the footage, he trying to trace Kenneka. So when he hit the floors again after 3 o'clock, right? He get a radio call from the front desk and alerted him and told him, you got 3 females in the hallways knocking on doors. They let you know it was campers on the floors. They let you know that they knew when they were watching them folk calmly walking by the elevators, they knew they were knocking on doors. So at this point, Franz K bumped. Look, at this point, while Franz K was on the 6th floor asking for Monifa, he get the radio call and tell him they on the 9th floor. So now he got to go on the 9th floor And that's when he bumped into 3 girls and they said they were looking for their friend. Uh-oh! Now y'all see how they put Friends Cave in the mix, right? This shit makes so much sense. No wonder why he only reached out to me. Cause I see through all this shit. So, boom. Let me play this. Let me see.
That she was looking for her sister. He was told to tell the group that they either needed to return to their room or go to the lobby and wait there. Stated that he told the group that would have to speak to the front desk about reviewing any cameras. The group then returned to their room. He was asked if he had any conversations.
And that's when Monique and them went to Irene's room and said, Kenneka gone. Kenneka missing. And this at 3 something. And that's when they got Kenneka out their room. And that's when she started walking in the employee route. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, how many people in here? Man, I'm gonna need everybody to share this live. If you watching this, man, share this. This the biggest receipt that anybody can reproduce. So they had friends. That's why they got Friends K all on the footy running. And they had us really thinking that man had something to do with it because he running.
With the subjects in room 926 about taking smoke detectors off the wall or covering the smoke detector with towels. He denied this. I asked him to estimate the number of individuals in the hotel room. He stated that there were at least 10 people in the room because they were rapping to a song. I asked if he was at the front desk when the family was making threats towards employees. He stated that he was not at the desk at that time. He had heard about the threats later from. Advised me that he would be out of the country starting 22 September 17th.
And that's why the police was like, look, man, we finna ship you to Vegas, man. Everything gonna be up on us until everything died down. Cause he the only motherfucker that's willing to say something. And he chose this platform to do with. Yeah. Jet 33 King in Las Vegas. Kilo Brown was in Las Vegas. I know another motherfucker that was in Las Vegas. Guess who else in Las Vegas? God damn it. I spill more tea. I'm gonna see what the sheriff's gonna look like on this. Damn, what? 135 likes? And this sad.
Interview concluded at approximately 3:30. Question: did he see Kenneka in the hallway and force her into one of the room? Because how he bump into the friends if he's not in the hallway? But hours later.
Oh, let me just play this junk too.
Mother of Kenneka arrived at the hotel to search for Kenneka on September 9, 2017, after Kenneka's friends brought vehicle back to her residence. After initial attempts to locate Kenneka yielded negative results, Teresa Martin and the family was escorted out into the parking lot and noticed strange activities in the window on the 11th floor that may have been Jenkins. Sergeant Paul
Ain't this funny that the 11th floor all of a sudden just a part of this investigation? You see what I'm saying? It's a part of this investigation. Check this out. The reason why you never see Kenneka, well, for one thing, Kenneka never got a parking ticket. They were still using the parking ticket that was on the 6. Somebody was there on the 6. These folk been booking room. We don't know how long this shit was going on. You see what I'm saying? That's why it was a big argument in the room, because maybe Kenneka didn't feel comfortable with her car, her mama car, doing this type shit. Like she said, man, I should clear as day. They said, if you say you lost your ticket, that's $200. So she looking at it like, damn, if I can't get my car out, I'm going to have to pay $200. Simple. And I used to think that people were going to the front desk to get their tickets. We don't know now what the fuck the front desk even gave these people. When he was holding up the card in his hand, he was giving these folks a card. That's not a parking ticket. So what kind of card that was? Because they had me really thinking that, yeah, you got to go to the front desk and the front desk and swap out your ticket. I'm like, damn, these folks swiping these goddamn. Oh, man, what the hell? That's why you can't listen to everybody. You got to find out for yourself. So I'm like, well, damn, if the front desk ain't got nothing to do with no parking ticket, what he would handle these folks? So here go the Tampa time footage. Oh, yeah. Now, this on the night, the same thing that happened on the 10th, but the police just ain't on the footage. Remember that? This footage on the 10th right here. Now, this footage is on the night right here. Yeah. And look who walking in the kitchen in the middle. Red jacket security at 4:53. I just hope and praying that somebody in the justice system, somebody that got authority, man, go on and put this shit to rest, man. We see it now. Is they gonna just let this shit keep riding out like that? Hell no, I don't think so. I don't think so, y'all. I think she gonna get justice for real on this shit. On this shit right here. So, hello, y'all. Then look. This on the 10th. And look at this. When he came out the kitchen on her. And this the 9th. Watch the camera when he gonna walk out on this camera. Hold on, y'all. Damn, I ain't sure it like that. It's on this camera. Right here, cause this is the camera he gonna walk on. It's just right there. You see that? The same shit. This on the 9th. All they did was they had to add this in the footage to make it look like, yeah, he came out. This when they got to do locking the freezer down. This when he dropped the keys back off at the front desk. Right? So they had to add that in there to make it look like it wasn't suspicious. Cause you won't think that's suspicious when you walking in that area. Even though he a maintenance man. Now y'all see that? He bringing food out of abandoned kitchen. So he just brought food out of abandoned kitchen. They told y'all that it was up under construction. What I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Cause check this out. Now I understand why they was all on their flip phones, the little church phones. That's a church phone right there, y'all. That's a security phone. If you really look at it, I can't enhance. I ain't got the proper tools, but to clear that shit up, but. At 3:20, if Franz K bumped in the room, if on the hallway and talked to Monique and said, yeah, we looking for our sister. In the paperwork, they said staff and employee or agent begin undertaking video surveillance footage. Hold on. Oh, this at 10 p.m. When I told y'all about the cover up, about in the free what the police doing, look, at 10:30, an unidentified employee was in the kitchen and failed to discover her. And that's at 10 p.m. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
This side of your stomach, like, hope you know you hoping for the better. That's what you know. You ain't thinking like, man, you hear me?
When did you get the call that she was found?
Like, next day on Saturday around, like, midday. Night. Was it like night? Yeah, like.
Oh, you got it Saturday night?
No, night. Like Sunday or some shit like that.
Okay, so, okay.
When they found it, like, no matter of fact, it's Sunday when they found it, that's when they found it. Oh, no, Saturday night, they still looking at one night. Friday, that was Saturday. The kickback was Friday. Exactly. Saturday, midday, because that's, I remember, it was midday, because that's when they called the phone. They found the nigga. We like, where? And then they was like, they found it. We like, wait, what? What? the fuck she get it out? We was all around this hotel. What was she? How did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was just like mind boggling. Like, fuck, like, he like just stuck like for a second. Like, wait, what?
Now wait a minute. I just want to show y'all this right quick. Why he said this.
Seen it for because like we have different beliefs. It'll make you call the feds, and then like I said, I'm working on a video right now that consists of every time he says, "Oh, because you say I'm in the motel, so we putting you in there," or y'all call the feds on me, the feds at my house, so we putting you in there. Like literally, he tells her, "Hey, you ain't do anything wrong, but just because you still think Kenneka's alive, we gonna call the feds and say that you was there." I got.
So did you hear that? Straight Drop now believes Kenneka's alive? When did Straight Drop start believing Kenneka's alive? When did Straight Drop start to believe Kenneka was alive? Let me know.
Two some. Can't forget about him. He a suspect. That's why the time skip like that. That's the reason. So look, y'all. Y'all thumb the video up and share this. This a highly recommend must watch. You dig? Cause I got some more tea after this. I mean, boy, it's gonna be some super high fire. Cause $241, right? Y'all see how they try to make Frank's Cave look bad. And then look. A lot of people were talking about, ooh, he got the bloody hands and he did this Kenneka. That man didn't do nothing to Kenneka. I just want to clear the air with him. Man ain't got nothing to do with this shit. That man was doing what he was supposed to do. About him doing what he's supposed to do, look what he doing. He going in areas that he like, damn, you know, let me check down here. So if you were watching the camera, just say if you seen some other motherfuckers on cameras in this location, won't you want to go down there and check? Be like, damn, I see some of the potty going down here. Let me see what the fuck going on down here. Cause keep this in mind. He might have found out when she was in the freezer when we found out about it. Cause I don't really think he knew where she was at. Cause he would have called and told somebody where she was at. And the cover would have been blown. So that's why they had his ass close to the police. Told him to sit his ass right here behind the front desk and don't you move unless we tell you to move. Now I'm seeing this shit. Why all the other security guards ain't on the cameras and the other, look, no other security on the camera. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Then look how the time just skipping, you know what I'm saying? So that whole time, it was people down here. That's why the time skip. It was motherfuckers down here. We ain't gonna be able to see it, but we see it. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like a sentence. Like, don't you know how like when you read a sentence, it be that one word always missing out the sentence, be like, what's the correct word go in this sentence? You know what I'm talking about? If you pick the correct footage, you know what I'm talking about? And you got it. You did what I'm talking about? It's the same shit. It's the same goddamn shit, man. It's the same shit. They just don't want us to think like that. So that's why they come out with narratives and blurry images, heavily filtered videos. fight scenes and secret doors and shit, all this other shit. But if you watch it according to how detective, look how much progress we making, y'all. We busting them up. It's over with. It's over with. The reason why she died, look, this is, man, that's so goddamn. Monifa need to say something. Irene, them, everybody that still living need to go and say something. At this point, Rosemont can't do shit. At this point, what they gonna do? Pop it off again? Start killing other about? No. It really finna make them look hot then. So this is perfect time, the opportunity to say something. Just say like how they coming down here, boom. You see how they off the camera. She finna go in the bathroom, but when she come out the bathroom, go over there, we don't know where these folks went to. We don't know where they went to. The front desk told them to go down here. So they just didn't walk down these steps just to go back up the escalator. If it was a search, you would have been seeing them. Yeah. One of the boys would have went in the men's room and somebody would have went in the women's room. You see what I'm talking about? So at this point, their killer come down here. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. Why nobody go in the male bathroom? And then look, they go, look, remember that? He got the freezer keys. He got the freezer keys and he's shortly behind them. Payo. And he just walked out the kitchen. He just walked out the kitchen and meeting up down there with them. And now you got him going to work. Payo. See that? Only employee went in the bathroom, not the friends. And then look, ain't that the same dude that was in the kitchen with the cutting board? Look where they all going. Uh-oh. And then, ain't this the time when the maintenance man was talking about the body, dragging the body? They were talking about it behind the front desk and all this shit. So now you know why they had to make his scene with the police scene when he coming out the kitchen. Because he was in the kitchen when the shit was going down. Boy, I tell y'all what. I spilled so much goddamn tea on this line, I got to shut this joint down. What I'm talking about? And I'm going to need everybody to share this live. This is my hard work. This is my dedication. And these the facts. And these are the facts. It's highly recommend to share. Yeah. Trey Gang love y'all, man. You know what I'm talking about? Man, y'all be cool and y'all be safe. And y'all, man, spread the news. The good news. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to put a couple of more things together for y'all. Because at this point, I need to sit down and just combine all my footage together. I'm just freestyling this, y'all. This all I'm doing. I'm just freestyling this because I know the time so very well that I can go to each camera on anybody's page that got it saved on their page, and I can go straight to that motherfucker and show you foul play. You can understand it. You can see it with your own eyes. It answers the theory. Yeah. So yeah, gang. I'm gonna be back